Hello, everybody. Well, good evening. Happy Monday night. Welcome to the Royal We live chat. Turn that down. It's a little bit bright. There we go. It's glaring on my head there. Well, hello, everyone. It's good to see you here. Welcome to Royal We live chat Monday night. Opportunity to come together, hang out, talk, find out what's going on with everybody. I'm going to go ahead and put the telephone number up here so that people can call in. Call in. Here's the numbers. And let me know what's going on. Let's talk. Hey, Tanya. Tanya is one of the first in the mix. There you go. Put the telephone number in. Well, hello, everybody. Hey, there's Cheryl. Nice to see you here. Leanne, good to see you here. Joe in the know. Lindsay Long, what's going on? It's good to see you all here. So happy that you're all here tonight. Free to be me. Hello. Hopefully everybody's having a good week and staying safe. I know that everybody is out there still battling with the the plague that's running amok. Actually, it is devastating. It is sad. One of a cousin of mine, their significant other, their husband just was a week ago was diagnosed with the COVID, and he tanked. It got worse. It did not get better, and he is right now, as of last night, he was admitted to the hospital. Hasn't been able to eat all week. Threw up anytime he tried to eat anything. Could hardly stand, take the trash out without running out of breath. Just getting tired. He said all he could do is sleep. That was just the last post. Anyways, a cousin dropped him off the hospital and went home in tears. And I'm fearful because it's not good. When you drop someone off at the hospital with this thing, it's in their hands, and whatever protocol they do, which for a lot of people ends up being I don't know. They take them away and they won't let her in. And that's the story I hear with anybody who goes to the hospital. They take them in and they turn the other person away immediately. They're not allowed to go to the room, not allowed to see them, have no idea what they're doing to them, no idea what medicate, nothing. Not allowed to see them. She went home in tears because she's feeling like it's just in their hands. So anyways, that I just found out that news just a bit ago. So, I was just I was listening to it and I was hearing it. And I didn't know what to think about it. I didn't say anything. I was just reading. I haven't, I offered my prayers. I don't know her that well, but still, just to know that, once again, I think we all know somebody in some way, shape, or form who has been negatively impacted by the illness out there, either personally or through somebody else. I mean, it's just crazy. Too many people I know have, and it's weird. And again, it's a really weird thing. They both had it. She had it too, and that's how he got it. She gave it to him. But with her, she got sick. She lost taste and smell and stuff, but she's fine. He got it, and body couldn't deal with it. So so weird. Anyways, I was just thinking about that tonight because I just found out that news. I'm still just processing it. Just processing it. That's why I'm talking about it. It's out there. So my hopes, my thoughts, my prayers, everybody stay safe. And other than that, hopefully you're all staying warm. It's cold. It's been cold here in the Midwest. But we're getting on. We're getting on. How are all of you doing tonight? Everybody doing good? I want to say hi to some more people coming in here. Lindsay, how you doing? Salon Savvy, Ellen, HD, Jack Lumen, it's good to see you. Ellen, Heather. All right. It's good to see you all here. Yeah, so Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Audrey, for your prayers. Yeah. Other than that, things are going good. Been enjoying. We had a little bit of snow, and I took advantage of the snow. Went out and made a video, posted it on the Royal We channel earlier today. Went out with my little snowboard dealie and tried surfing down a hill. And man, I ate it hard. I really did eat it hard a bunch of times. But it was fun. I had a good time out there. So I'm enjoying the snow. It's really weird because that's all the snow we got. I mean, usually there's snow that lasts for days here in St. Louis, but nope, not this year. We got that little bit of snow for one day, and it's already gone. Already gone. We got a phone call already.
Heather.
Hello.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, you're live on the Royal We. Hello.
Hey, Kevin, it's Heather. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Heather?
Good, thank you. So I have a specific question for you, but before I get to that, I want you to know that after being double vaxxed, I also had a breakthrough case, and still, after July, have no sense of taste or smell, which is odd to lose 2 of your 5 senses, but I think I'm kind of getting used to it.
Wait, since how long?
July.
July, August, September, October, November, December, January. That's like 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months of no taste, no smell, no taste? Like, is it?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Does everything taste? I've heard some people describe things tasting like just metallic.
So I don't have a metallic thing, and by the way, I'm kind of, this sounds super dumb, but I used to be a professional taster, so I have that like super smeller taster gene in me.
Right.
And I didn't realize how much I relied on it, but it's weird. Like I would I'll go into my fridge and I see like some vegetable rotting in a bag, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even smell that. Normally I would smell something like, anyway, it's just weird.
Yeah, hopefully you don't eat something on accident.
No, exactly. I'm like obsessed with checking expiration, which I was anyway, but I was like, oh my gosh. Like, anyway, I just wanted to touch on, it's like a real thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. And just a very, very quick background. I've called in before. It was a while ago, but grew up in an environment with violence and cruelty, with both of my parents who were divorced like really early on. Like I don't remember them together, and they each have had spouses and partners and who were also very abusive. So I really pretty much grew up around abusive and cruel adults, pretty much.
Okay.
Even though I went on to lead, have had a successful career and have amazing friends. I don't know even how that happened. So recently, within last year, I found myself in a pretty severe domestic violence situation myself, even for somebody who's smart and I understand the stats and I know what to look for and all of that. So here's my question. Is there a difference between narc abuse recovery and DV recovery? Even though they may come from the same root system, I'm kind of curious about that.
I would say no. No difference.
There's no difference?
No difference. Again, that goes into the question of, does it matter if if somebody's bipolar, borderline, histrionic or whatnot? Now, abuse is abuse. And trauma is trauma, I don't think there's a difference. I don't think there's a difference for a soldier who steps on a battlefield and witnesses the horrors of war. I don't think there's a difference in healing from that than there would be a person who is kidnapped and you know what I mean, and goes through the trauma here in his own home territory, being beaten and abused. So I don't think that horror is horror, trauma is trauma, abuse is abuse at the end of the day. And I don't think there's a difference in the recovery process. I think that it's all difficult to process. um, and your body and your mind are going to try to make sense of it the best they can. So I don't think that there's any difference. And we use narcissism as kind of an umbrella term, anyways.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
reason
Yeah.
the reason is because you can get lost in trying to define uh, borderline
Hmm.
personalities and cluster Bs. And I appreciate the science. I appreciate psychologists doing that for us. But at the end of the day, abuse is abuse, and it doesn't matter what classification it's coming from. It's if somebody is cruel, then cruelty is cruelty, and it's just kind of the question
Yeah.
of does it make the cruelty better if you know they're borderline? No. So I kind of I put your question in that same spot. Is it different healing
Okay.
from narcissistic abuse as it is healing from domestic violence? No, it's because it's one and the same.
Okay. All
Abuse is
right. No,
abuse.
I appreciate that, and I do appreciate that, and I think, um, yeah, just the PTSD for the last probably year and a half, 2 years has been pretty intense. Even though I think the PTSD that I'm experiencing probably should have happened before now, it didn't, and so maybe it's just all kind of coming to a head. Okay, well, thank you for your
Well, if you don't mind,
feedback, and
I want to explore that. You believe PTSD should have happened before?
yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know. So I don't think I've experienced PTSD the way I have the last year, or year, I would say year to 2 years. Meaning when it hit like like classic, like loud noises. And I live in a pretty populated area, and I've never been afraid of anything, physically or mentally, but so the PTSD, what I'm talking about is like the classic physical, it knocks you down, like and anything could trigger it, or something triggers it. And like for me, sometimes I'm not even sure what triggered it, but I just know I'm down,
Hmm.
meaning, uh, you know, um, and I'm a very active person. And so when I say when I'm down, what I mean is it just takes over like literally my body, and it feels like I have
Hmm.
the flu, and I can't move, and it's just
Hmm.
it's terrible. And I'm like, it's like my body can't get out of fight or flight, even though there's no danger, you know. That's what I'm talking about, the PTSD.
Right.
I even though I have so many situations and examples looking back into my childhood,
Right.
uh, my entire childhood, that I should have experienced that before now, even though I'm coming off a really dangerous DV situation. So
Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. We do a
Or
we do a very weird thing with trauma sometimes. I think that there's a weird thing about being in adolescence and in our youth. If we grow up in abusive homes, a lot of times there's a resilience to younger folks, myself included. So we can grow up in abusive homes, have abusive parents in a way, see horrible things, parents fighting, whatnot. But something happens in our adolescence because we're so small and the world is so big. We and not only that, but we explore. We're in an exploration phase, so we tend to run from the trauma that we experienced, and we get involved and we do whatever. We party, we hang out with friends, we pursue sports, football, baseball, cheerleading, whatever. And but what we're really doing is trying to we're running. We never really face the trauma. That's the issue. And we never face it. We never deal with it. But that trauma's still inside of us. And so really
uh,
all that happens later on in life is we typically come face to face back with that same trauma again, but from different people. And there's something familiar about it. And because it reminds us of the attitudes or the actions that we saw in our youth. And suddenly it takes us back to that place. But the problem now is we don't have football, baseball, cheerleading. We're not partying. We're not hanging out. We're not running. We can't run anymore. Where are you going to run to? When you're older, you run out of places to run to, right? Because that youthfulness and running is gone, right? So now we have to face it. and most of us do nothing but work our butts off all day, slave away. Our minds are bored, our ambitions are shot, and we do nothing but face the trauma. And actually, it's a good thing. We have to face the trauma. And this is where we get to that point of starting to really think about and understanding good versus evil, and understanding that evil is real, and processing all that horrible stuff. The realities of the world that we always tried to kind of avoid.
Wow, that's really,
If that
really
makes sense.
accurate, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it totally makes sense. So I ran away. I actually ran away
We
when I
all
was,
did.
I don't even know,
We all did.
yeah, no, like physically like 14 or 15. And then I landed I went from my mom's house to my dad, and it was the same. It was like pot to the frying pan kind of thing.
Sure.
But that's absolutely right. I mean, I excelled at swimming.
Yes.
Like I went to state every year. Like that's
Yeah.
all I focused on.
Right.
And even as an adult, I got into tennis, and I
Right.
have been a tennis captain for like 10 years. It's like,
Sure.
and no, my gosh, that is so accurate,
Yeah.
Kevin. I really appreciate that, because it's, I mean, that's what's happening to me right now. I think it's just all kind of catching up, probably.
It does. Yeah, it catches up in until you can process it and start to satisfy, those parts of you that are curious and want to know, well, why is this? Why are people abusive? And what is evil? And suddenly you're in
Yeah.
this place where, oh my gosh, well, I have to take life seriously, and yes, I can play sports, but I can't mess around, and I can't just allow any guy into my life. I can't just date anybody. Oh my gosh, there's really bad things out there that happen to people. And then you start to be thankful, like, wow, I can't believe I survived this long, with all this crazy stuff I've done. But, it's,
Totally.
yeah,
Totally.
but
Oh,
it's an
gosh.
important time of your life. It's an important time of your life. It's the time of really, for whatever it is, for whatever reason, age has a lot to do with it, maturity. But yeah, it's just the time where we think about that. We ponder those things.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to take up more time, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, wow. Thank you for the feedback.
Well,
And,
thank you.
I really appreciate your channel. And by the way, I just want to plug in your fellowship
Oh, thank you.
segment.
Yeah.
And I love it. And if I don't catch it live, I always listen to it same day or same weekend. So
Oh, good. Good.
keep going on that.
Sure
for
will.
sure.
I sure will. Thank you. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you too. Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome phone call. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So anybody else would like to call, the telephone number has been pinned. It's at the top of the chat. I'd love to hear from you guys, from you all, from you guys, and from you gals. So the video that I posted that I posted earlier today, and by the way, you guys, I think you guys, I did it again. You guys and gals. You guys and gals. I did put on the video that I posted today that I'm kind of beta testing, and most of you already know this anyways. I'm putting out videos that are a little bit more heavy on the edits and cutaway scenes and sound, just having fun with it. I'm still up in the air on doing that. I had a conversation with one of my clients, actually, with the one-on-one conversation. This client is from the UK. We're really good. We're actually buddies now. He has called me. He was going through a really bad relationship a year ago, and he's kind of going through the same situation now again with a different person. So I don't know if that says I do good or not. I like to offer the best advice, but sometimes people just have a hard time. But I can see it. I can see how he's doing the exact same things that he used to do. Anyways, we were talking because this guy is really well known in the UK. He's a TV presenter out there, actually. And he does social media and all this and that. And anyway, I was having a conversation with him, and he told me, he said, Kevin, he says, I can tell you put a lot of time in your videos. And he said, the most important videos I've ever seen of you, I just was listening to it while I was driving and you talking, the most, he said, the most I got from you, my accent, my UK accent's terrible. Most I got from videos were, no, I did not even really watch. I just listened. I listened to what you have to say. It just spoke to my heart, And so he was just saying, I was just telling him, I don't know why I feel the need. I told him, I opened up, I was vulnerable with him. I'll be vulnerable with you too. Um, I think that me just sitting and talking in front of a camera, and this is what I told him. I said, I get bored with myself, and I don't know why. I just do. I mean, I could do that, and I get it. There's a lot of people out there that like, I just want someone to talk to me. And he brought that to my attention. He said, yeah, but you got to remember when people are hurting and they want a message, they don't want to see cutaway scenes, and they don't really want to see they flashy stuff. They want to hear something. They want to be helped, and I get that. And so, but he helped me out in that. He said, maybe there's an unsatisfied part of you. You're not able to do exactly what you want to do. And there's truth to that. I love what I do on the Royal We. But if I thought that when I think of the Royal We and what I do, make videos, just sit down and just talk. Make every video just me sitting down and talking. I just don't know if I would just be satisfied. Like, I get too itchy. I've got to do something more. I want to have more fun with it, but I need to be able to serve the people. And I think that's what I need to try and figure out. What do I have to do? And so that's why I say beta testing. I'm beta testing these videos, because if enough people say, if I think if enough people just kind of scream at me and say, Kevin, people just need a validating message. Stop the music. Stop the funny stuff. Stop it, because it's distracting from what otherwise could really help a person. And I just think, like, if enough people tell me that, I might just get it kind of drilled in, okay. And then every time I talk, I'll need to remember, this is who I'm talking to. And this person just needs to hear something right now. They don't need to see crazy cutscenes. They don't need to see me falling off of a snowboard. They don't need to see me laughing about a snowman. They need something that's speaking to them because they're hurting. So that's where I'm at, And thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate. Lindsay just said, I disagree. There's healing in your humor and theater. There is healing. Okay, well, that's good. See, I want as long as it's healing. That's what I would like to do. I want to make sure that it's healing. That's it. If it's healing, and if enough people are like on board with it, then I'd love to keep doing that. I like to push myself, and I'm doing my best anyways to just make sure that it's related to the topic. Yeah. Let's see. Read some of the comments here. Joe in the Nose says, really like the funny stuff. Sometimes we need laughter. Yeah. Kevin, we need help meeting other normal people. Yeah. You're doing great. Thank you. We grow for sure. Encouragement is a blessing. You can do both. Yeah. Love your videos. They are very healing. Thank you. Start a page where we can meet each other. Oh, yeah. Like, okay, like a Facebook page or something. I know. I had my first name to Believe, so everyone knows I'm female. Loretta Believe. It's good to meet you, Loretta. Glad you're here. Where and how do I donate? Oh my gosh, Heather. Wow. Well, you're welcome to donate. I think there's a little button down below there's a little money button down there, but you can go to PayPal. There's a PayPal link on the channel, I believe, down in the description box below the video. There should be a donation link. It goes straight to PayPal. And anybody who would like to donate through PayPal, please do. I don't know how the Super Chat works. Super Chat goes through YouTube. And so that gets stored up in some YouTube thing and then paid out later. But if you want to donate and you know that it just goes straight to me right away, the easiest way is through PayPal. And that's through a link down below this video. There's a support donate link. That's the easiest way. Yeah. Thank you, Tanya, for posting that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. 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 Hey, Fee Fox? Is that Fee Fox popping up? Fee Fox, I haven't seen you in ages. Wow. Where have you been? I'm so happy that you're here. I don't like asking those questions. Where have you been? But really, I'm glad you popped in to say hello. Thank you, Fee Fox. I remember you. And it's good to see you back. It's good to see you here. And thanks for your comment. Just keep doing your thing. I sure will. Fee. Thank you. Thank you. And it's good seeing you. It's good seeing you here again. Loretta says, thanks, Kevin. You're why I come and watch the videos. I missed the notification today. Right on. So I'll tell you about a video I'm working on right now. I got the Royal We hoodies. You have Royal We hoodies? Jessica, I would love to see a picture of those hoodies. I haven't made, I kind of discontinued those. So those are what you got, Jessica, those are a rarity. Wow, you've got a collector's item right there. I should get back into making hoodies and stuff, but that's you've been around for a while, Jessica. Thank you. Thank you. I don't even have a hoodie. And I made the dang things, man. I need to get one. Loretta, I didn't pull any muscles, but I did bang my arm pretty good a couple times. I fell. And I really did used to snowboard, so going down standing on a board was not a big deal. But if you notice, the snow there was a lot of grassy patches, real dry patches. So I'd go down, slide, and then I'd hit a patch of grass or dirt, and the board would just stop, and I went flying off. And I did it a number of times, and I recorded all of them. And yeah, I banged my arm up pretty bad, but it was fun. It was worth it. Tanya has a Royal We coffee mug? What? I don't even have that. There were coffee mugs. I remember. That's right. So there was a time when YouTube allowed integration with some service. I can't remember what it was. And they did T-shirts and coffee. They discontinued it. You're not allowed. You can't do it anymore. But yeah, coffee mugs and hoodies and shirts. And all I had to do was put a design up, and YouTube split the money from whatever was bought. Wow. I never ordered one for myself, but that is cool. Oh my gosh. Listen, do me a favor, y'all. Okay, look, who's on Instagram? Here's what I want you to do. If you're on Instagram, this includes you, Tanya. This includes you, Jessica and Tanya, and anybody else who has this, a Royal We. Would you please snap a shot and put it on Instagram and tag me at Join the Royal We on Instagram? Would you please do that? Put it in your story and just say at Join the Royal We. If you're not friends with me on Instagram yet, add me. Join the Royal We is my Instagram. I like Instagram better than Facebook, but Facebook I don't use that much. It's just that was always dramatic. That was traumatic for me. Facebook traumatized me. I don't Twitter because Twitter seems traumatizing too. All it is just people tweeting how much they hate each other. I don't like that. But Instagram I like because it's just pictures. People just post their pictures. And anyways, if you're on Instagram, please take a picture of your mug, Tanya. Take a picture of your mug, and because I never saw, I don't know what it looks like. And you could even have some steamy coffee in it or something. Take a picture, tag me at Join the Royal We. Same with you, Jessica. Put your hoodie on and snap a picture, please. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. That would be awesome. That would bless me. That would bless me. Let's see what else is going on here. I'm going to figure out how to Oh, Jessica says I don't have Facebook. You don't have Instagram either, then I take it. Well, if you don't have Instagram or Facebook, gosh, you can email me at jointheroyalwe@gmail.com, or you can text me. Text me at the number that is provided here. That's my Google Voice my Google Voice number. It goes straight to just me. So you're welcome to do that. But yeah, if you don't have Instagram, those are options. But I'd love to see that hoodie. Like I said, I personally have never seen one. I never ordered one for myself. I provided I made the logo. I made the image. I made it. I made that and said, here, put this on a shirt. But I never got one myself. I should have. I have a T-shirt, but the T-shirt actually I made myself, and so it's a little bit different. Fee Fox, laugh out loud. I'm always here, but yeah, I do pop up for spells, but I'm always dialed into you in the Royal We situation. Oh, thank you, Fee Fox. You are always welcome. It's good to see you. It's good to hear you from you. So glad that you're here. Oh, okay. So, not on PayPal. Any other way to donate? Okay, Heather. If you go to, I'm gonna talk to Heather McEachran because it's rare that people ask where and how to donate. Listen, if you go to the website www.jointheroyalwe.com, and I believe there's donation options there. And not only and not only that, but I believe that you don't have to have PayPal to donate. I think PayPal accepts forms of payment. I'm not sure. But you can go visit www.jointheroyalwe.com. It's my website, and you go to the support page, and I believe that there's options there for you. Yeah, Jessica, I'd like to see the limited edition. Forget limited edition. It's just flat out it's a limited edition, all right. It's one of a kind. You have one of a kind, literally. Yeah, Jack says, I haven't had bad experience with Instagram, but I don't get a good vibe from it. I got burnt from Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, we all got burnt by Facebook and Twitter, one point or another. You have hit the wall. Deborah, expand on hit the wall. Curious to know what that means. Let's see. Trying to catch up here. I don't know what hit the wall means. Hopefully Deborah will expand on that. Or call me. Talk to me about it. Hey, listen, you don't have to talk about just healing from narcissistic abuse. You're welcome to call me up and just chat about Instagram, Facebook, things, different types of videos, what you like, what you don't like. Let me know. This is an opportunity just to connect. So you're welcome to give me a call, just to support, just to share ideas, any of that stuff. Jessica. Thank you. Well, listen, Jessica, I am blessed just by you wanting to bless me. I'm blessed. So thank you for that. Heather asks, I'm not on PayPal, any other way to donate? That's a tough one. Like I said, I believe that if you go to the website, www.jointheroyalwe.com, this is just an idea, but if you go through the scheduling section to schedule an appointment, what you might be able to do is act like you're scheduling an appointment, which allows you to do different kinds of payments methods. And if you want, we can talk with an appointment, or you can just simply leave a message saying this is not for an appointment. It's just to donate to you. Have a nice day. It's up to you. But there's different options there on the website, different ways to pay. But like I said, I think PayPal offers different payment methods. I think it allows you to donate using any form of payment. You don't have to have a PayPal account. But I'll double check for that, and maybe next Monday night I'll come back with more information, because that's great. One thing I don't want is for it to be difficult for people to offer a donation if they feel like, wow, the Royal We has really helped me and I really want to give something. The last thing I want to do is trip people up or stop that, because it's not easy. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's a rare moment. Sometimes it's a spontaneous thing. Sometimes people are like, he's blessed me. I feel I really want to I really want to bless them. I really want to thank them. But if it's too difficult and 2 days go by, well, suddenly, other things become more important. Starbucks. Oh man, I gotta, spend $20 on coffee or something, or something else comes up and then it's forgotten. So oftentimes it's good to be ready and to allow it to be the easiest way in the moment, so that people who want to give can do that. And because I have a hard time. I used to have a hard time donating too, and it would be very spontaneous. And if it wasn't easy, I would just forget about it. And sometimes, and so I need to keep that in mind. But I do believe that PayPal does make it pretty simple. Again, you can go to the website, go through there, maybe as if you're scheduling an appointment, and try to give that way. But I'll have to look, and I'll have a more definite answer next Monday on the different options, how to use PayPal. I know that sometimes people get nervous about PayPal. PayPal's been around for a long time, I believe over a decade, or maybe a decade. It's and I believe it's at the point where it takes all credit cards. It takes any form of payment. I really think so. But I'll double check and come back next Monday and give you the information that I researched and found out about that. Okay, K. Okay, K. See what else we got here. It's what, you all let me know just how much I talk, because what happens is I say something and I come here to refresh the screen and boom, all the chats just shoot up and I have to go way back up and I'm like, was I really talking that long? Deborah says I disagree. Disagree with what, Deborah? Hopefully we're going to get to some of what Deborah's getting at here. I'm getting bits and pieces here. Deborah, you said you've hit the wall, and now you said I disagree. I'm trying to, it's like a riddle. Deborah's giving me a riddle here to try to figure out here. We'll get there. Joe in the know is wondering if anybody has any New Year's resolutions to contribute to healing. That is a good question. I'm going to think about that as I'm scrolling some of the other things here. Yes, I also disagree. There's Deborah with more disagreeing. Deborah, help me out here. Give me something. Give me something to respond to. Even though I'm 3 years out, my prison, I stay connected with my healing Facebook group so that I can, yeah. All right. Cash App. That's not a bad idea. Like Square. I think it's Square Cash App. Not a bad idea at all. I'll look into that. Yeah, Tanya's even asking at Deborah, what do you disagree with? Deborah, give us something. Give us something to talk about here. Loretta says I have triple D's. I have triple D's in my lumbar and neck. Also, many other degenerative diseases and cervical spondylitis, among other illnesses. I truly understand. Hope you feel better. That's a lot of stuff. I misread that first part. I wasn't sure. I have triple D in my lumbar. I'm guessing that's triple D is it's a lumberback related issue.
Call from.
You're live on the Royal We.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi. Who am I talking to?
DDD is degenerative disc disease. Jack wants me to tell you.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Is Jack there with you?
That's how I called, though. You said that I didn't have to call to talk about any problems that I was having, so that's why I decided I wanted to call, because
Sure. Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to brag on myself a little bit.
Okay.
It's not really bragging, though. At least I hope it's not bragging.
Not quite though.
I'm feeling good about myself a little bit. We're making progress, Jack and I. But this current live stream here has got me thinking about the distance that I've come and the progress that I've made over the past 40-odd years.
Okay.
With sorry, I got to turn my volume down. Was like recovering from everything that happened to me. Not wanting to mention it because it's triggery as all heck. But I wanted to thank you. You know, you've had at least a part of that, and so, you know, thanks for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But probably the most important thing that I wanted to mention since I'm live here, and that's the hardest thing that I had to learn, and I'm still having to remind myself of it every day, and that's that none of what happened to me is my fault.
Amen. That's it.
I mean, what happened in my childhood wasn't my fault. The fact that my first boyfriend, first and only boyfriend before my husband, was abusive was not my fault. I didn't pick that.
No.
That wasn't something that I chose. The difficulty is that it's hard to get through into the emotional side of you, so that, you know, you have to get to the point where you're holding that part of you like a child and reminding that part of you, no, that isn't something that you chose. You didn't. You're not responsible for that.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
that's the hardest part for everybody. Yeah.
But I really wanted everybody to know that probably the most important thing that you'll ever do in your recovery journey is to convince yourself that it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Nope.
It's really, really not. You didn't choose for that to happen. And if you did choose for that to happen, then you wouldn't be here.
Yep. Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. And God bless you. And I'm going to hang up now.
Well, thank you for that.
I love you. Take care of yourself.
All righty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much for calling, and thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. That was beautifully said. And when she said that, it reminded me of a movie where that's echoed. I don't know. How many of you know who Elton John is? Who doesn't know who Elton John is? I mean, come on. I don't care what you say about Elton John and his lifestyle. And you'd be lying if you would say that you did not jam to one of his songs at some point in your life, whether it was one of his slow songs or whether it was one of his fast songs. Elton John was one of those artists that you would listen to a song. When I was in high school, I used to listen to Coast 103.5. I'm a big sap. That's the empath in me. Coast 103.5 played love songs on the coast. And yeah, I like metal music and I liked rock and roll, and I was a jock in high school, but in my alone time, I was listening to love songs. I'm just that sappy guy. I was listening to Mariah Carey, Love Takes Time to Heal When You're Hurting So Much. Couldn't see that and I would have that on repeat. That was like my junior and senior year in high school. Man, I was too young to be all wrapped up in that type of melodrama songs, but I was. And so, man, I just loved that. All those love songs, you know. Must have been love, but it's over now. See, I don't even know why. It was just always a part of me, just being sappy, right? And Elton John was one of them. So Elton John was just one of those, he'd have songs come on and you wouldn't even know it was him. And later on in life, I'm like, oh, that was an Elton John song. Wow. You know. Anyways, why am I talking about Candle in the Wind? Yes. So some of the Elton John songs that I don't know why I really, really liked was Candle in the Wind was one of them. But then his newer ones, you know, When Stars Collide Like You and I. You know, those songs, that era, the 90s soft rock songs of Elton John. But anyway, I'm not going to get to my story. I'm not going to finish my story, but you're more important. You're live on the Royal We.
Hi, Kevin. This is Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. I was going to answer your question about hitting the wall.
Right.
And I did write something, but I thought, well, I just go ahead and call.
I was getting bits and pieces.
Wall.
I was getting bits and pieces. What does that mean?
You hit the wall because you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do next. You just
Yeah.
blanked. And
Yeah.
I'm a writer. I dabble in writing,
Okay.
and sometimes I just sit at the computer and I can't focus. I can't write. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's real easy to put my story and tell you my story, but putting it on paper, I hit the wall.
Yes.
I sit there and I'm blank.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have a lot of creativity. You have a lot of things going for you. We love you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I appreciate it. I wish that I knew what to do in those moments, where you hit the wall. And maybe it is I hit the wall. And so as a result of hitting the wall, I don't, there's so many things I think about as to what's really going on, because a part of me, look, I've been doing this now for 4.5, 5 years. And I talk to people about their abuse and struggles as well as experiencing my own for 5 years straight. And I have it all inside of me. But for some reason, like I know if I were to just open up and just talk, I can talk about it. But I come to these places where I'm just like, I don't just want to sit and talk about it. I want to do something else. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a fear. It's a fear of am I afraid of, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Am I afraid of, I don't know.
You might be afraid of failure.
That could be. And so I go out with my camera and do weird stunts to make sure I fail.
Oh, but I love them. I think everybody loves them.
I enjoy it too.
I
enjoy it too.
But I think you should write a book.
Yeah, you know what? You were emailing me. Now I know who you are.
Yeah,
you were
I
emailing.
didn't email you. I didn't. Oh yeah, maybe I did email you.
You did. We had a conversation about writing a book. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but I tell you, I am doing that right now. And it's not about any narcissistic abuse. It's about a disabled person and integrating into society. And I know it's a good story, and I might even have a publisher. But do you think I could just sit down and write it like no problem? No, I struggle. I can tell you, but I can't. I can't. Every time I go to write, I think, okay, I have to remember the audience I'm writing for, the age I'm writing for. I can't use a vocabulary that they wouldn't understand. Am I saying he, she too many times? Is the reader going to know he and she, who he, and it just, and then I get overwhelmed.
See,
and I have to take a break.
That is where I get. What you just said is everything I get. I do the same thing. I come to this place and I'm wondering if it's worth it to do that or to ditch it all and just do what comes out of me. Because if I were to pay attention to the analytics, and this is what people will tell you. Well, if you want to be successful, you got to pay attention to the analytics. So the analytics has told me who my people are, who the demographic is, down to the age, the gender, everything. So I know everything about you, the majority of you that watch the Royal We. So now it's trying to cater every single video to target that. And there's a part of me that says, but there's so much more that I want to talk to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm telling you, you have a book in you.
Thank you.
And it takes.
We're going to keep in touch. We'll keep in touch.
It takes years, and it's not something you can just sit. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you have a gift. You can just sit down and write. But I think we'd like a book about you.
Ah, well.
We all know how you started, but the world doesn't.
Yeah, I know. See, that's the weird thing when I think about a book. It's like, well, how do I even approach that? My videos are erratic at best from beginning to end. How do I? Because when I think of a book, I think of from start to finish. I think of acts: Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4. I think of things that move. They move in sequence. So to take a bunch of videos. Yeah, to take a bunch of videos that don't move in sequence and to try to make a sequence out of all of it, I don't even know where to start. It's like, how do you do that?
Well, I've got your email off of this video that I'm watching. I wrote the email down at Gmail, and I'll send you my email, and you just start with your first sentence and then take it off. Right. And I think it should be. I think it should be about you.
Hi, my name.
I don't know.
Hi, my name is Kevin. My name is
my
name is Kevin. I was born in Southern California. in my life.
I think you're awesome. I think you have a story in there, so I don't want to take any more time from
Thank you.
people who might call with
All
problems.
right.
But I think you're awesome. I
Well,
think
thank
it's
you.
worth a shot.
We'll keep in touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All righty.
All righty. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Hey, anything you want to call about, just give me a call. We'll chat. Uh, Before I forget, I do want to thank you, Deborah, for your call, obviously. But I want to go back. I want to also talk about Elton John. What was my whole point of talking about Elton John and talking about the love songs, right? I was a sap for love songs when I was in my teens. And I never really talked. No, that's not true. My friends knew about it, and they all made fun of me because they were all into Rage Against the Machine, which I was too. I loved me some Rage Against the Machine. But but when I wasn't listening to Rage Against the Machine, I had some Mariah Carey Love Takes Time type stuff going on. Some Heart. Was it Heart? That sang, must have been love, but it's over now. All right. Anyways, reason I'm talking about Elton John is because there was a movie that came out recently about the life of Elton John. And this goes with what Jack Lumen and his wife was just talking about. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see Elton John's movie. It's called Rocket Man. And, man, these types of movies touch me. And I love them because the reason is because I know that Elton John is such a creative person, musician, and this and that. And I get fascinated behind people's creativity. And he had a horrible life of abuse. And it didn't really get too much into the neglect and the abuse of his childhood, but you can tell it was there. And it really just shaped him, drove him into nothing but being creative, but at the same time being confused. But nonetheless, he created the persona of Elton John. This is how bad his childhood was that he was running from. He was running from a childhood to the point where he created a new name. He reinvented himself. Elton John isn't his name. His name is something else completely. And what you see in the movie is that he completely distanced himself. He ditched himself to be a brand new person. He said, I don't want anything to do with that, where I was born. I am Elton John. And in his mind, he created this new being. And the last scene of the movie, got me. I was in tears because Jack Lumen's wife was was just saying that it's not my fault. I have to know it's not my fault. So at the end of the movie of Rocket Man, Elton John's movie, he's in counseling and therapy because obviously you can't run from yourself forever. And so he was in therapy at the very end, and it's loosely based off of his real life. And Elton John did go through a lot of therapy and all kinds of stuff. But at the end, he actually came face to face with himself as a child. It was Elton John, and it was his little self. And it was so amazing because as they met each other, Elton said, hi, I'm Elton John. Who are you? And the little kid said, and I can't remember his name. Doggone it. I'm gonna look it up real quick because it's a fascinating story. It was a fascinating scene. Elton John, real name. No. Reginald Dwight. Yeah. So his new name is Elton Hercules John. That's what he calls himself. Elton Hercules John. But he was born Reginald Dwight. And Reginald, I think Reginald's an epic name, to be honest with you. So, but nonetheless, at the end of this movie, Elton John shows up in this little kid. They're face to face. He's not really there, but it's in his mind. He says, I'm Elton John. And the little kid says, hi, my name is Reginald. And something to the extent of Elton says, hi, he says, I'm Elton John. And you get the sense that Elton is saying, I'm not you. And this was what was really interesting is the kid in the movie in that scene, he says, can I have a hug? And Elton John gets down on his knees and gives him a hug. And so you get this image of him finally, even though he's distanced himself from his childhood all of his life, changed his name, became something new, he got down his knees and embraced the younger him. Gave him a hug. Now that just got me. I'm like, that's it. That's it. That's what healing is. When you're able to say it's not your fault. You deserve love. No matter how distant you got from yourself. Right? That's when you go back and you meet yourself. It wasn't your fault. So it's kind of like Elton John was able to give himself that hug when knowing that Reginald, his real name, was abandoned by the mom, the dad, by all of his family, whatever. Elton finally went and said, I'm Elton John. I'm a different person, but I'm going to hug you. I'm going to embrace you. Right? It's amazing. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but I liked it. Rocket May. Yeah. Anyways, I've been so gabby-mouthed. Gabby-mouthed. See what I've missed here. Yeah, Cynthia says Reginald Kenneth Dwight. Yeah, it was his birth name. Yeah. You're right. He had an album called Reginald Dwight Strikes Back. I didn't know that. Fee says, book, your perspective as you present them with Holy Spirit like you do on Fellowship. Very unique, powerful, beautiful. Would be amazing in book format as well. Thank you. It's a lot of good ideas, a lot of good things to think about. I guess I'll never know until I just put the pen to the paper and just start writing something. And if it's gibberish, it's gibberish. I think that's kind of how I've done a lot of the videos, by the way. At some point, you just put it out. If it's gibberish, it's gibberish. But then you've come to find out that to somebody, it's everything. If that makes sense. I think it's just getting past the idea of thinking that because it's me coming out, that sounds like gibberish. You never know who's going to receive it and in what way. Yeah. Jessica says, I want to watch the movie anyways. Angela, you're welcome to call in. How much time do we have left? I'd like to call in, but my phone call is going to take 3 or 4 minutes. Call in. I'm here for you. I'll stay up with you. 3 or 4 minutes is not long. Yeah. Right on. Well, while we wait for that final phone call, let me scroll back up. Lindsay asks, Kevin, do you deal with agitation ever since your abuse experience? Of course. All the time. That's the thing with dealing with abuse of any kind, is not allowing it to. It's going to change you, but you don't want your character to change. So the agitation, it's just understanding what that agitation is for. It's not to, for me, it's not to act out in agitation, but it's for me to be agitated at certain things in the world. It's for me to be agitated enough not to tolerate certain things. And I'm okay with that. It's called boundaries. Write a script, stage, movie. Interesting. Jessica, yeah, mentioned narcissistic people in the world. Yeah, it's half. It's at least half. And yeah. Well, I'm not getting that phone call yet. Not sure if they're going to call or not. Angela, thank you so much. Okay. Well, we'll look for the call next week. Well, listen, all, since we're not going to have that last phone call, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's 10 p.m., and a lot of you need to get some sleep, don't you? Yes, I'm talking to you. It's time to shut those eyes, get that beauty rest, put that soft, I don't know, whatever you listen to go to sleep, soft ocean breeze in your ear, and go to dreamland, you know? Okay, Chatty Charlie, it's all good. Thanks, Hallie. But get some good night's sleep. Get your beauty rest. And for those of you, Jessica, I'm talking to you. Tanya, I'm talking to you. Be sure to shoot me over a picture of that one-of-a-kind Royal We merchandise that nobody, not even myself, has. I may want to buy it from you. So we will we'll regather next Monday night. How's that sound, everybody? Next Monday night, same time, same place. Be blessed. Drink water. Take your meds. Love the sound of your voice. Now I'm just reading all of your chats out loud. Cynthia L says, I feel your ministry to us may also be a form of healing of yourself as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm speaking to myself, with everything I say. So, it's even, and I let people know, even on one-on-one appointments, when people schedule one-on-one appointments with me, one of the things that I say right from the get-go is I'm here to learn as well. And I learn about the person. I learn about situations. I learn about hurts and pains and just as much as I give. So yeah, we're all here learning together. So excellent call on that one. All right, everybody. Blessings to all of you. Have a great night and a great rest of your week. And we'll be back next Monday night right here on Royal We Fellowship to talk and chat and call and hang out. And I don't know, why don't you all come up with something that we can do here? What more can we do here? You know what I mean? Have some fun. Let's figure out some stuff to, I know people are talking about chats and whatnot and meeting people, but let's figure some stuff out. How's that sound? All right? We'll figure something out. Have a great week, everybody. Bye. Thank you, Tanya, for everything you do. Much love to you. Everybody, be sure to give Tanya a lot of love for keeping it a safe place. Tanya, by the way, for those of you who are still here, Tanya has literally chased off all the hackers and the hackers and smackers and trolls. Tanya is like a ninja, and she has been kicking them off left and right, shutting them down. Thank you, Tanya, for everything you do. We'll be back next week, all right? Have a great night, great week, everybody. Stay warm. Bye.